Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bu Mazaboko. I have a question for you. Do you know what will happen to you, to your estate especially, when you die? Think about it for a few seconds. About 70% of the South African population does not have wills. I suppose I might be wrong, but if it's happening in South Africa, it's probably happening in the whole African continent. So about 70% of African working population could not have. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But according to the Master of High Court, 70% of South African working population does not have a will or a trust. That is almost 3/4 of South African population that is working have no idea what's going to happen to their family when they die. Imagine that. Just let it sink for a moment. 70% of South African working population, my gosh, their families are going to be going through what my family went through. Let me explain a bit. My late sister was one of those who did not have a will or a trust to hold and control and safeguard all her assets. When she passed away 3 months after my dad's passing in 2016, she did not have that will. Unlike my late sister, my dad had a will because he was well planned. His estate planning was well planned. He planned everything while he was alive. He was a very strong man because not everybody could be that strong, can actually face the inevitable, before the inevitable, and say, this is what's going to happen to my estate, my resources, my life's work. Before I digress, he had a will. That's a very important point and fact. And secondly, while he was still alive, he gave everyone in his family, his kids, his wife, my mom, he gave them something in inheritance. Sorry, Steve Harvey, there was no family feud in my household because everyone got what they wanted and everyone was happy. I'm thankful for my dad because if that was not the case, I don't know what would have happened. Thank God. My late sister, on the other hand, did not have a will, and her estate took years to wind up, meaning her 3 children, my nieces, had to wait years to get hold of their inheritance. Years, not months, not days, years to get hold of the frozen accounts, the frozen estate. They couldn't sell the house, they couldn't sell the car to get money. Imagine that. That is so sad. But guess what? There is a good side to the story. My mom was a superhero. She's the one who swooped in and helped out. She took all 3 of my nieces, took them like her own children, raised them like her own children. She did everything because my dad left her with something to live with, something to live by. My mom had a good livelihood for my dad because my dad planned ahead. And I wish my sister did, but she didn't. So as her estate wind up, my nieces had to wait, which was a sad case. Moral of the story is my dad knew what will happen to his estate when he dies. My late sister unfortunately did not. This led me to this research: what parents should do with young children not to be part of the 70% of the South African working population that does not have a will or a trust to safeguard their assets. If you don't mind, I would like to share with you 3 important lessons of what I have learned from my experiences. Number 1, have a comprehensive will. This one should be had with an estate lawyer that is experienced in this regard, and an estate planner should be telling you that you should have a will, and most likely to protect your assets, to also have an inter vivo trust. More about the inter vivo trust. Register all your assets into an inter vivo trust. This is a very important tool, an estate planning tool that will help your beneficiaries to have access to your estate with just one simple visit from your estate planning lawyer to the Master of High Court. As I said, it's important to have a will and an inter vivo trust. Both of them safeguard your assets so that your kids and their kids can benefit from it. Just like the Rockefellers. Read about that on YouTube. You'll know that Rockefeller had a good counsel within him. Lastly, and most importantly, is to have a life cover that has a portion dedicated to the funeral cover that can be accessed within 2 days after the inevitable has happened. I know not everyone wants to think about this, but where do you fit in from those two scenarios I've given you? Are you the one who is like the 30% that knows what's going to happen? Or are you the 70% who does not? If you want my help, if you want to be part of that 30% that knows, like my dad, I have a tried and tested financial planning experts waiting to help you that I'm working with that can help you answer the question, what will happen to your estate when you die? Just click on the link below. Thank you.